State of Jefferson, state of mind. State of Jefferson, that state of mind. I fell on down that casket range and rolled through Scott Valley. This old man was a rambling on, he rambled night and day. He rambled night and day. Well, all the things that came across the porch and the loss, it'll give you all something to say. Give you all something to say. In the state of Jefferson, state of mind. State of Jefferson, that state of mind. Oh, 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 oh. Well, he had traveled near and far while he lived off the land. Made his living as a salmon fisherman. A salmon fisherman. He had more stories than his Bible ever told. Finally, he told me one that spoke right to my soul. It spoke right to my soul. In the state of Jefferson, state of mind. State of Jefferson, that state of mind. Oh, 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 oh. He spoke of Jefferson way up in the hills, and well, every man does as he feels. In the state of Jefferson, the people are kind. There ain't so much as a penny tax on a bottle of wine. A bottle of wine. In the state of Jefferson, state of mind. State of Jefferson, that state of mind. Whoa, 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 whoa. I packed my bags and hit the road for that promised redwood shore. What I found when I arrived was a place I planned to die. At the end of the road was a place I call home. That was the state of Jefferson. In the state of Jefferson, state of
There we go. Okay, so I found it on DLive. I can see the DLive chat. I can see the audio live on DLive. I thought I could see it here on YouTube. YouTube says I'm live, but I don't know how to get into the chat. Oh, there we go. That's the deal. That's the deal. And now we're live on YouTube also. Perfect. I think. I checked the D Live one. It sounded fine. I lost my bottle opener, my wine opener though. Hang on, now that everything's working, I'll be right back. Alright, so this is going to get weird. Okay, nobody's watching there, so I don't have to worry about that. Uh-oh. Who moved the camera? There we go. Alright. So let's get this stuff copied over. Uh-oh. I just keep saying auto. Keep messing stuff up. There we are. All right. I don't know if I turn that music back on, if it'll be too loud or not. Let's get in here and get these videos off there from today, and we'll see what we ended up with. I didn't make it to where I was trying to go to. Where would be the first one? Right here. Here we go. So I was trying to get out to film some eagles today, and that didn't work out so much as I had planned. The road was washed out, as we'll see here in one of these when I figure it out, when I get to it. There was 3 trees down in the way, and so I couldn't keep going at all. Open my folder, fool. My old computer ain't very quick at opening stuff. It's still trying to read that phone. Screw you. We'll open this one. Maybe not. Windows not responding. Yeah, terminate both of them. Let's start over. First off, let's get a drink poured. Work week's over. Fantastic there, man. Had a great day working. I'll be able to get the whole bottle in here. Cheers. All right, so good work week. First thing I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna make a new one. What are we gonna call today? Uh-oh. I knocked on the desk and got the dog barking now. So we're gonna go ahead and call today's Eagle Bust. Eagle Nust. So there was trees across the road. I couldn't get all the way to the spot that I wanted to go to where my brother and I were when we'd seen the bald eagles. I don't know if you guys can hear Frank barking or not, but that's pretty friggin' annoying. Okay. So, Eagle Bust, that's going to be the name of it. Now we can start copying stuff. Oh, I wanted to open a new tab. New window. Because I want to keep this one open of the other place. Where were we? There we go. Now we can get back into here. Get these copied over off of the phone. I think that's the first one right there. And we're going to Eagle Bust. Eagle Nest. Drop them in there. Once we get everything copied over, then we'll check it out. Oh, hey, I'm just copying everything from all my cameras and my memory cards over to the desktop. So that way I can... Oh, and I'm drinking. So I figured that way I can get it good and hammered and then try to edit everything together. Just copying stuff. I didn't get a lot today. Road was washed out where I was going to. There was trees across the road. I could have got around, I could have got down, but might not have got back up if I hit something locked on the other side. So I decided to come back down the mountain and film some waterfalls. And then my camera died. So there's that. And I lost my USB to copy the rest of these. Let me see what I got. Be right back. All right. So I just got the two I just got two cameras. I use my Canon Vixia. It's an old one. It's HFR 50. And then just my Galaxy S10. I'm going to buy an action camera. Is that done copying? Because I don't want to start copying more stuff if it's not done. It's done. I'm going to buy an action camera. There's one that I want. It's pretty cool. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, they do. And they don't, there's a USB thing on it, but it's got a weird USB connector, and I don't even know if it charges over USB. And that power connector is pretty terrible. I've got a inverter in the van that I could plug it into to charge it, but I didn't have the cable with me because it doesn't fit in the new fanny pack that I bought to put all my camera gear in. Like once I put my handles, let's see, still got the tag on it. I might want to send it back. Once I put my little mini tripod, the selfie stick thing for the phone, and then two pistol grips in case one breaks down. I put all that in there, and then like these little pockets on the front, they don't even open up big enough to put much in there. There's something in here. Oh, battery. But they're small. I didn't expect them to be that small. So like I can fit one battery in there, and I can cram the charger down in there, but it sucks. So for what I was hoping it was going to be for, I was hoping to get everything in it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll have the action cam I'm going to get comes with a case, so it'll have its own separate case. I'll put the stuff for carrying with me in this one, and then everything else like the chargers and whatnot left in my main backpack. So this will end up working out, just not the way I wanted. But like, do I really need to carry a charger with me hiking down a creek? Batteries should be charged before that, you know? Let's see, what else we got? Here we go. Should be today, right? I don't know how any of these even turned out, because some of them I did through the window, some of them I did inside. There's where we at, Eagle Bust. We get all these ones over there. Boom. And now we're copying. Dude, bags are the greatest. I bought my wife a nice little camera, a point and shoot. I believe it's the Fuji Fine Pix 140 or something like that. I can't remember. Because she needed something for low light conditions, for out in the woods, for, you know, because we go way out into the deep where you're like hiking through streams and creeks and stuff like that. And she always uses her cell phone. Well, we kind of need our cell phones. So I wanted to get her something that she could use out there that's pretty rugged. And plus that thing takes better video than my video camera. So that's why I decided to order me an action camera. No, I wanted her to have a good one because she's really good at taking nature photos. Like, she does good at stills. I like to shoot video. She likes to shoot stills. She does mushrooms and flowers. When we go out in the springtime and she starts shooting the flowers, dude, so good. I'll just show you right off the bat why I called it Eagle Bust. I think that's in the first part I copied right here. If I can figure out which one it is. I think it'll be this one. Nope. That's just driving. Should be the last one. Did I copy out of order or did I not copy one over? There it is. I don't have any audio on that though. I got no audio. Well, that's gonna suck if I went out and did the whole day with no audio for some reason. I must have messed something up. Oh, weird. Why don't I have any audio whatsoever? Oh, you know what? I did. Shit. I did it again. So my Bluetooth was on. Son of a bitch. So anything I had audio on, and I'm walking around like this, handheld talking, there's another one where I give a pretty cool explanation. I'll just narrate it. I'll go back. I'll do it. It'll be fun. It'll be way better. Plus, I can tell better jokes than probably what I was saying right here anyway. Yeah. Don't worry. I'll get hammered, and then this will be a good one. That's why I want to get away from using the phone. So, if the phone is connected to the Bluetooth, and I go around with the phone on the handheld, and I start talking, it's only picking up the audio that's in the van where the Bluetooth speaker is. And I forgot all about that. I did a live stream that way one day and had no idea. I'm just sitting here talking. Why don't I have any viewers? So I bet you these ones here I did with the camcorder. So that should have audio. What the hell's going on here? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. That's a camcorder shot. That should have audio. Do I have any audio at all? Why is this happening? I swear I just listened to one of these and it had audio on it. Okay, I'm getting confused. I'm getting really confused. We're gonna X out of this for a second and I'm gonna put on some music. What the hell? What did I just do? Did I spend a day driving in the woods not recording anything? Oh, I mean, I recorded stuff, but not recording any audio? How did I manage that? Okay, I'm feeling better. Because I have no desktop audio coming from this YouTube video either. What is causing this? I wonder if it's OBS. Something hijacked the video. OBS is doing something, I don't know. But we had Hold on, mic's still on. Okay. So nothing's working at all. Okay, well, I feel better. I feel a little bit better about this. So at least I don't think all of my videos are screwed. So maybe it wasn't the Bluetooth thing I was saying, because I have no desktop audio anywhere. That's interesting. That was really interesting. Now I feel like Steve Lookner. Instead of doing a live stream, I'm just going to sit here and try and figure out my issue. Except for he usually solves it. I'll probably just sit here and keep bullshitting until I don't figure nothing out. I don't have it muted anywhere. I don't have any issues with it anywhere. OBS is probably hijacking the audio from, like what you said, like what you said, Shu. OBS is doing something funky. It's hijacking the audio. Or the only other thing I could think is when I opened YouTube Studio to check the chat, that Google Chrome took over. I use Chrome so that way Google has everything that I do. I don't want to hide anything from them. Huh. So we were going to watch videos and listen to music, but now I guess we'll just have a drink. But at least we got them copied over, right? I just wish I knew how to give you guys some audio so you could hear the waterfalls and the whatnot. You can look at it. Turned out pretty good. This is why I want to get a new camera. I feel like I could do a little bit better quality. Yeah, I really wish I had sound. Oh, well, at least you can still hear me, right? I can crank the desktop audio all the way up and still nothing happens. That's weird. So this was just on the side of the road after the way up. Or on the way back down. After I'd already felt defeated for hitting the... when I hit those trees that were down in the one that made me realize I didn't have any audio. My dog Frank, he found something that stunk to roll in, so he got back in and smelled like whatever. It was gross. There's waterfalls like this all over that show up when oops, I almost closed the wrong window. When at like fall season, when it starts raining and whatnot, and these things fill up out there, and these little mountain streams start filling up, it's really neat. There'll be just random waterfalls all throughout along the drive up there. Today we went, I think, 60 miles deep into the foothills of the coastal range. I think it's this one gives an idea. No, this is the where I zoomed in on the building. No, that's where I zoomed in on the building. There's a building way down in there that I don't know if it's historic or not, but it's kind of weird to see a pole barn out in the middle of nowhere like that. But this is a working forest, so there is active logging operations all around there. There's one on each side of us. There was one behind where I'm filming this that I could have drove through, and I don't think they would have had a problem with me driving through there, even if I told them what I was doing, because it goes right down. It actually cuts across the road I was taking to the river I was going to, or cuts across the mountain down the side of it is where they're cutting right now, at the where this river starts out in the middle of nowhere. So I could have went through their logging operation and then hit the bottom side of that, but had I went down there and hit a gate, it would have sucked. There's that. See, I think this is better. I think this looks better. Better quality than the one before. I think because the first one was off of the camcorder. This is off of my cell phone. I almost think well, I mean, I don't want to use my cell phone when I'm out there. I want to be able to use something else. But I'd almost like to have one of those gimbal things for the phone and just use that most of the time. Right there behind the van. That's where there's a road cut down through there now. And there's Frank. So yeah, in the middle of a working forest, active logging all over the place, and there'll be people everywhere. And there's actually these videos I took right here, there's gunshots ringing out in the background. Somebody across the mountain was firing off rounds on the next ridge over. Let's see, I got oh, there's more waterfall. Once I get it all figured out with audio issues, and I'll put it all together into something pretty with some music or something. And see, I'm pretty sure that this is with the phone also. I can't believe I get that much better quality of a picture with my phone than I do a camcorder. Wish we had music in the background. Cheers, Griff. Alright, let's see what else we got. I made some Frank jokes, but with no audio right now, that's not going to be much fun. Frank's got his sweater on, sitting on the dash. He's ready to go. We're still in town there, still hitting the Dutch Brothers. Yeah, this Vixia is really old. The HFR 50 or whatever. It kind of sucks. So I haven't decided between, well, I can't decide anything, but because I'll start looking at one thing and then I decide I need this and this and this, and they're all about the same price range. So I don't know if I need a drone or if I need an action camera, like a GoPro or something similar, or if I need to get me a really nice 4K camera. I'm leaning heavily toward all three, but I figure I'll pick one just for marriage purposes. I had one of these is handheld out of the window, and I wanted to see what that looked like. I should have put these in two separate folders so I knew what was what. So these ones are from, there we go. This one. Yeah, see, that's the camcorder. That one's good. That's a good one. There. That's camcorder. That doesn't look terrible, except for I realized I was holding it wrong. So it's like, I was trying to figure out how to get it set up just right. So instead it's just not at all. There we go. Hey, look, I found the road finally. Now do some editing to that one, huh? Meanwhile, Frank's jumping in my lap and we're trying to go down this road and figure it out. I don't know if that's me or if that's the camera that's so jerky. I think having an action cam for doing driving footage would be a lot better. I mean, it's pretty stable and it's a decent picture. It has a line in it too, and that line really pisses me off because it shouldn't be there. That's good. At least we didn't wreck. There, this one I was doing pretty good. But the autofocus on it was taking off left and right. So. Oh yeah, bumps. Got bumps. Shit. There we go. We'll get it. Yeah, these ones are terrible. I gotta figure out something better than that. Than holding it out the window. I gotta replace the camcorder. That's for sure. GoPro Hero 7 Black. You know, okay. Let's talk about this. Since I know you know about stuff like this, I don't know that well. Let me open my Amazon and I'll find it and I'll show you the one I've been looking at. And the reason I really like this one. God, it's fucking beautiful. Or, sorry, friggin' beautiful out there, isn't it? Okay, so we'll get back to looking outside in just a minute. So this is the one. Whoops. Is that gonna show my everything? Oh well, doesn't matter. That one. The Casio Brave 7 LE. Whatever the hell this is. The reviews on it are pretty good. It seems to be a decent little camera. The thing I like about it is that it has the front screen. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about an off-brand one. But I bought my son, or I didn't. My sister bought my son a little $40 just random brand Amazon one, kids action cam, and he was using it, and it came out pretty darn good. Like, it took some, all he used, he just puts it on a lanyard on his neck and was riding down the hill on a sled, and it turned out pretty well. I was thinking a GoPro, but with the price range I can afford, which is about where this one is. Now, I was looking to spend about $270 at the most. I can get the GoPro you mentioned, the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I forget what a memory card and some accessories for $272. And I thought that was a pretty good deal, but I started reading reviews on this off-brand camera, and they're not that bad. I mean, you can see it's got 4.5 stars. You can trust the stars. Stars aren't real, right? But I figured it can't be that bad. If there's that many reviews, some of them are good. If you can find some that are real, some actual real reviews, I think having that front-facing camera would be pretty neat. Or the front-facing LCD, so you can see what you're doing for taking pictures and stuff like that. But I don't know. The thing I'm worried about with one of these is I don't know what the field of view is. The way the stuff I shoot, like how I want to shoot, like the rivers and the streams and stuff like that. Like, I want to have a nice wide view. I'm not sure. So I've been looking at a lot of different ones, a lot of different footage, and this one doesn't seem to distort the edges. It has a good field of view, nice wide angle. I guess you never really know until you try it, though. A friend of mine got the GoPro 7, and he makes videos on his four-wheeler riding over on the dunes. The front screen isn't too big of a deal. I mean, it is for me because I really like looking at myself. I spend a lot of time in front of the mirror, and so there's that. I got to see what I look like. Like, I'm sure you're watching my stream right now, you can probably see me. I keep looking at myself and checking my beard. So, I got to know. Besides, there might be a turkey sandwich left in here somewhere, and I got to get it out of there. So if I have a front-facing screen, I'll know. All right, let's see what else I was looking at here. I did. These are inside, right? Where's this one? That's Frank. That's Frank. View these with details. What's going on here? There. That one we already saw. He's like, here, this one's 227. I must have done something good there. This is cell phone, I believe. Galaxy S10. I was thinking about, for the phone also, or for the new camera, is that if I am doing selfie stuff, that's usually like while I'm driving inside the van, or something where I'm not in a spot where I'm really gonna mess stuff up. Because usually once I get out into a place like this, I'm not talking. Like, there's not really much else going on, so I don't really know what I'd have to say. I don't think I would need to do selfies out there. Part of my job as a delivery driver is to take selfies all day. Now that everybody has one of those delivery things those doorbell things that takes a picture. So I'm used to smiling all day, pushing the button, holding up your package. Man, this is good. What am I even drinking? Merlot. Having Merlot tonight. Hopefully I can figure out, hopefully these clips have audio, and I'll figure that out once I close all these apps. I have to close everything out to do anything anyway, old ass computer. This one's 700 megs. Where is it? Oh, that's driving on the way up, filmed from the inside. This is where I need the GoPro, or the knockoff GoPro, because I'm cheap. My main desktop is the newest thing I have, and it's like a 7-year-old i5, I think. Maybe it's I don't know. It's not that new. I don't like buying used stuff though, Shu. That's the only deal. Like, I don't mind refurbished, because 9 times out of 10, refurbished is something someone didn't know how to use, so they sent it back to the factory and some guy looked at it and said, there's nothing wrong with this, and just puts it back in the box, and you get it for $30 cheaper. I did have a bad experience with a refurbished MacBook one time. The bezel was around the keyboard was puffed up and it was weird, but I still have that one. That one I bought it's a 2008 black MacBook. That's my daily laptop. It's a 2.4 gigahertz Core 2 Duo with 8 gigs of RAM, running Linux. Everything I have runs Linux, because I have all old hardware. Right, for sure. If you go on to LA Computer Company, right now they've got 2011 MacBook i7s that are like $500, $400 and $500, and I'm really considering getting me one of those. You put Linux Mint on the 2011 MacBook Pro. That is 17-inch. Dude, come on. I kind of wish I still had Mac OS. That would be nice. But once it stopped upgrading, it was just like, I might as well switch back to Linux, you know? There was really no point. (2013, 2014) MacBooks are the best to get. That's good to know. I've always liked MacBooks mostly for their build quality. Like, it's like buying a Samsung product. Like, you know you're getting the first off the line. Not the first off the line, you're getting the first through quality, the best one through quality control. You know, like, yeah, I can buy a PC with the same spec, or a PC laptop with the same specs as a MacBook for half the price, but I'm not getting that level of quality. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about a Mac that the build quality is there. And I mean, they put just as much into the hardware as they do the software. I don't mean to knock their software by running Linux, but I really do like Mac OS, and everything just works flawlessly together. And whatever they call it, walled garden ecosystem or whatnot, it's nice. It's great. And it feels good to use a Mac. I've got a Mac Mini that's my wife does, that's about the same as that MacBook that I use, around the same time frame. And they're both just fantastic computers, but we hit that when they stopped updating the OS, and you couldn't get Mac OS anymore. So we just kind of moved on to new stuff. Her work gave her a laptop now, so it's just been sitting. That mini's just sitting down here, and my MacBook's still plugging away. The Mac Mini runs Linux also. I wouldn't mind, like, if I did. Check LA Computer Company. They had some older ones on there, super cheap. I don't know if they had minis. They might not have had minis. But I think we already watched this one. This is where my arm's just all over the place. There should have been a going up video when I first went up the hill. There it is. This is first heading in. This is off of the, okay, so just before this, there's lines on the road. This is where there's no more lines on the road. I might have just showed this one. I don't know. We might just be doing it again. Ooh. 2008 Mac Pro server's been giving me a lot of troubles. So need something new enough to support Mojave OS. Dude, if you don't need that 2008, I'll give you my P.O. Box address and I'll just continue using desktop. Because that would be awesome with Linux on it. I really like desktop. I've been shopping for a laptop trying to figure it out, but I don't really want to go to a laptop. The only plus side I see to buying a new laptop rather than upgrading my desktop is that, so my main display right in front of me is on an arm mounted to the wall. My second display is sitting over here on a basket. I could slide this monitor this way and put a laptop in the middle and have 3 displays. But I was talking to a friend of mine that instead of using multiple displays, he uses one 54-inch. Damn. I've been considering that too. Just putting a 54 on the wall and going with that. Or at least a 50. That'd give you more than enough screen real estate to have everything going at the same time. See how bumpy this is? I think the stabilization in a GoPro would, or whatever, one of those action cam would make it a lot better. Yeah, dude, just put Linux on that thing. 2 of them both have dual Xeon quad. Holy shit, nice. Huh. Yeah, I just put Linux Mint on there and call it good, dude. Run it for another 12 years. The hardware will last. I don't like to spend money is the main thing, so my shit, my stuff has to last forever. That's why my camera's old. That's why everything's old. I just use to edit. I use OpenShot on Linux. Everything else is the same. I don't game or anything like that. My son comes out here out to the office and sees the computers and the setups, and he's like, "Oh, can I?" And now that he's like 9 years old, he's like, "Hey, can I play games on that?" And I'm like, "Sorry, no." No, I'm not. I'm not actually awake. I just I don't have any. Is the deal? If I was, I would have some. I just don't have any to spend. My money goes to other things, so it's pretty rare that I buy anything cool. You know, like a new laptop or anything like that. Yeah, 100. 120 to 150 bucks all day. I think I paid 250 for my i5, or no, it was $200. I paid $200 for this i5 desktop. It's an old HP workstation, old government. Still got the government stickers on it. Sometimes I'll buy hardware at auction. Sometimes I'll just buy it from I got a friend that refurbs old government stuff. I'm big into buying all the old government thing. That's my van's an old government van. Department of Administrative Services, I believe it is. This is what my van still got stickers in the window. My truck before that we had bought from city government. Yeah. Yeah, GSA auctions for sure. Just refurb some laptops, dude, and put them on Craigslist, make some money. So this is what I showed this originally in the beginning. I don't know if you guys were here, if anybody saw that, but this is why I didn't make it down to where I was going to get the Eagles. I was going to set up next to the river out there that starts way up in the top of these mountains, and actually it feeds into another river, so nobody's ever really sees this river. It starts way up at the top in the coastal range and starts heading down. Then it meets with, I believe it's the South Fork of the Coos River. I can tell you the Coos River. I'm not going to tell you the name of the rest of them. You have to figure it out from there. And that's not to be mean. And this part of the reason why I call this going nowhere is because we don't really tell people where we're going, because you don't. I mean, you find these things yourself. You don't really want other people going to find them. But that's where I decided to go back. I wasn't gonna make it down there. If I hit a gate down there, I was done. I wasn't coming back through that. I was close enough to the other side. I know there's a mini mart down there, probably about another 30 miles. But if I had hit something else sketchy and couldn't get through and had to try to come back, I would have been screwed. If I could have made it the other 30 miles to the mini mart, could grab some beer. I buy everything cheap. Love cheap stuff. Love cheap junk. Love Craigslist free. I think we looked at pretty much all we could look at. Some more driving. If I get some time tomorrow, I'll head out and do some more, but I'm gonna have to stick with that cell phone until I get another camera. When I went to undisturbed abandoned locations, I left the coordinates unmentioned. Then people go and vandalize or throw parties there. Yeah, that's for sure. A lot of people go out and dump trash out here in places like this, and that sucks. There's some things out here that are just better left to those who know where they are. I'll mention a place if it's something that's on the map. Like coming up, I'm gonna take you guys down to a place called Skull Creek, and that's one that's actually pretty well known, publicized. There's a ghost town nearby. Well, it's not there anymore, but there was a ghost town nearby. It's one that either the state or the county has it listed and promotes it. And the highway that it's on. This stuff out here is just, you got to know what you're doing and where you're going out here. They put in a couple campgrounds out here one year, and they were only there for 2 years, and they took them down. I might have had a video to one of them. I'm not 100% sure. But I try not to mention the names of them. Try not to mention how, like, really where we're at and whatnot. I'm driving through something that's like, you know, going to a national forest or a national park, yeah, most of that's fine. You can come up and I'll show you. I'll show you where the real campgrounds are. I've got videos of going through, like way out, and some of this there's places where you'll come into and there is an actual campground with like a toilet and, you know, little turnouts, and everybody has a fire pit. I'll tell you where those are and how to get to that, but you want to see this waterfall? Nope. Especially my mushroom patches. If I show you on a video where there's mushrooms, you can bet your ass I'm not telling you where it's at. Those are like gold. There's already places all over up there where people party and do their thing and have a good time. Just go up and go to the left. Up and to the left. There's always a place up there somewhere. You can pull over, start a fire, drink some beer, whatever. Just don't do it any further than that. But when I was a kid, we used to drive all over out in there and just drink beer and party all the fucking time. Friggin' time. Maybe we'll watch something else while we're here. What's this one? I don't even know what this one is. Oh, it's the river. This is the South Fork of the Coos River. Yeah, for sure, Wake. That sounds cool. I used to go urban exploring, have vids of Detroit, abandoned places in Kentucky and Philadelphia. I'm getting older, so the risk isn't worth it. You just have to be ready to kick some ass and carry bear spray and a knife. Just stab and spray your way out of it. One of my favorite things, which I wanted to do this year and I wasn't able to get it, so we'll do it next summer, is go to the culverts. A lot of the places where when these streams fill up, all these streams that I go to fill up all throughout the wintertime, or through the fall into the winter. But come spring and summer, when it's really dry out here, all these things will dry up quite a ways. Like this one right here that's flowing pretty well right now, this will dry up to just a little trickle, and there's you can walk all the way across it. But the places where it goes under the roads, they have those giant culverts that are like 5-6 feet tall, and you can walk through and the stream's still going in there. We used to go out panning for gold in those. So if you think about it, the culvert is your sluice box. Sluice box is the thing you first run all of your stuff that you dig out through when you're looking for gold. You'll take a shovel, you'll throw it into your sluice box, and then you'll clean it all out, get all the big rocks out of it, and then you start panning through all your finer stuff. Well, those culverts have they're like a screw inside, or whatever the hell they are. So that's going to filter most of your stuff coming down anyway, and in the bottom of those, you're going to have a bunch of sediment. So we'd go into these giant culverts, walk in there and scoop the dirt out of those and pan those and find gold in the culverts. That's really cool. So once those drain down and it's just a little trickle running through there, scooping all that stuff out and panning that, you can find some good color. No, not where I'm talking the design. I know what you mean by an eddy. I'm talking the design of the culvert, like the big pipe. They look like a screw inside, like they have the lines, so it's going to hold all the stuff as it comes down, like in the piping. I don't know how to explain it. Here. Maybe. Thought I had a picture of it. Like that. Can you see that? Where am I? I lost all my, now that I did that. So like how it has those lines in it. Yeah, the rigid piping. Exactly. Rigid piping. So that'll hold all the sediment as it comes down, the heavy stuff, because gold's heavy. So gold goes to the bottom. The gold's not flowing out the other end. The gold's getting caught in those things. So you're going in under there, and those are like 6 feet tall. It may not look like it in this picture compared to my head, but that's 6 foot tall. You can walk through that thing. The kids love it. Just don't go out the other end because it might be, you know, a drop off in the middle of fucking nowhere and you're done for. But yeah, so you walk in those and just go in there and scoop the dirt out of those things, put it in your gold pan, and then go back to the creek and just pan right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I love doing that. So we'll go into the culverts next year. I had some of the videos somewhere, but I don't know which. I don't think it's on this laptop or on my desktop. I think it's on the laptop. Oh, that's the full one. It's not Bear Creek. It's a culvert family. Nah, I lost where I was. Nope. My art projects. It was in here somewhere. Was it in the mushrooms? Let's put the mushroom. Oh, the mushroom trip on. I don't even remember this one. There's all the stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's the final version of the mushroom one. I don't know, I'd have to find it, dig through it and find all the video, but somewhere in there I've got one of the kids going through the culverts and running back and forth in them. I think that's another reason why I need to get just one camera that's my go-to for everything. So it's like when I come home now, I've got 2 cameras, sometimes 3 that I've got to copy all the stuff off and then figure out which side, which time, where everything goes, which is part of the fun of editing the video. But it sure would be nice to just copy it all from one camera. What if I take like 3 saws and 3 knives? Like, why not take 3 cameras, you know? Did I ever get to the point? Oh yeah, toilet paper. This is sort of in the same spot where I was today, but this is probably about 400 feet lower in elevation. Maybe 500. I was in the Prius, this one. That's pretty good. What all cameras do you use, Shu? I'm just curious. You said you use 2 to 3 cameras. Like, I use my phone, I use a still camera, and I use my camcorder. Honestly, the best I get from anything is with my phone. So I just need to find something that's comparable to a Galaxy S10. God, that's a good looking mushroom. This is honestly my favorite part, is watching back over my own footage and just being amazed. A Hero 9 Black, a big Sony 4K camera, and a phone. Big Sony 4K. I'm interested in that. Like a professional one. It's got all the extra pieces attached to it. It's almost too heavy to even pick up. And you're like, holy shit, how do I film anything with this? That's what I do. I just film as I go. We'll fix it in post, is what I always say. Don't worry, we'll fix it in post. So you can take a video, do anything you want, whatever. We'll fix it later. Like, I could have fixed this one. I fucked up all these pictures and put them all in small. I even put one of them in there portrait. Like an asshole. And I just took in open shot, or no, this wasn't an open shot. I got a different application on Imagination. So, like I said, I use Linux. There's an app called Imagination where you can just drop all your pictures in there, and it makes a slideshow for you, and automatically puts the transitions in. And then it outputs something like this, and then so I just grabbed that and dropped it straight into OpenShot, and then whatever audio track I put over it, which we don't know what audio track I used because I don't have any audio right now, it just covered all that up. It's really cool. Imagination is the name of that. If you run Linux, if you want to save money and run Linux. Sony AX53. What the hell is a Sony AX53? Now I gotta Google it. Oh, I wish I had audio so I could hear myself. Sony AX53, no wonder you got friggin', no wonder you got better video quality than me, dude. You got a real camera. I'm gonna buy that $30 Amazon 4K that comes with all the accessories, just so I look cool. I had to go back in this video for just a second because I thought I saw something. Might have seen Bigfoot. Always just Frank. Mush dick. Huh. All right. How long have I been going? How long has this been on? An hour. Good Lord. But the GoPro Hero 7 and now the Hero 9 looks pretty dang good in my opinion. So you think the GoPro would be better than the 69 minutes? You think the GoPro Hero or the GoPro whatever better than the camcorder? I still can't believe I lost all audio. It's really weird. Except for Mike. We didn't lose Mike. I was considering a camcorder that is the Canon WR something. I've got a smaller Sony A5100 I used for a few years, and the Hero 7 Black's footage is almost indistinguishable in daylight, and it's proper DSLR. See, that's part of where I get stumbled up when I'm shopping for trying to figure out what camera I need to get. Is a lot of the stuff I do is low light. A lot of the conditions we're in are low light. That the still camera I got my wife, the Fuji Fine Pix, supposedly something to do with the CMOS or whatever. I don't know anything about cameras. Is supposed to be the thing that goes like this, allows light differently. Hell if I know. I think it's right. I think I got a good one. I honestly don't know the difference between a DSLR and anything else. Like, I've shopped for all of these. The only thing I don't like about using my phone is that I have to use my phone. I use my phone for work, and so it's not a good idea to have it out stomping around in a creek, even though I do. Whatever. Oh, I got a Samsung Galaxy that tells me as soon as you turn the camera on, it says a clean lens makes for better video quality, and I'm like, how'd you know I grabbed the lens, bitch? Here. Let's do this one. Since we're not doing anything and we're not talking about anything, we're just BSing. Oh, I haven't checked the D Live. I forgot. Okay, good. Still just Griffin said hi. Said cheers. So we're good. So I did a brake job. Talked a bunch of shit. Everything I looked for when it comes to cameras, I was checking out. Like, this is all done with the. This is all camcorder, and this is okay. So, yeah, dude, the 8 lug is 35 Chevy 3500, or no, it's a 2500. So it's a big one. It's a 25 extended, or is it a 35? Hell, I don't know. I might have a 35. It's the bigger, heavy duty one. I had an E150 before, and the E150 is terrible. It's too small of a van to handle anything. Especially like in your situation, if you add any weight to it, the E150 can't hold it. Like what I've always said, it's the same as the trucks. The F-150 is for going. The bed of an F-150 is used for hauling groceries. Researching cameras makes your brain hurt. Just go with what's easy to use, small enough to keep with you all the time. Yeah, for sure. The little knockoff GoPro, I think, is going to do a majority of the trick. Most of this, since apparently I don't know how to do audio anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. So we should be fine. Jesus Christ, this one's 16 minutes, 4 gigs. That's where all the hard drive went, to this guy. I don't remember what I was saying before that now. Oh, I was talking about the E150. So, the bed of a Ford E150 is built to haul groceries. You're not going to tow with it. You're not going to pull anything with it. And you might not be able to rescue anybody out of the ditch with it. But it will get you to church. And if you wash it, you'll be able to put your groceries in the back and maybe take your motorcycle to the bottom of the hill. A Ford 250, F250, then you're getting into where you can start pulling trailers. You can put some weight on the back. You can put some stuff in the back of the bed. You know, you can get some 2x4s at Home Depot. But and a 350 is just if you've got the biggest set of nuts you need to haul. And the Chevys are the same way. The Chevy 1500, 2500, 3500. So I started with an E150 and they're terrible. Breaks out every 3 months. Front and rear. Mostly front. Rear 6 months, front 3 months. And that's hauling a lot of weight. Good looking wrench, or good looking drill. It's the Impact. I love those. I didn't know that they had made battery impacts. See, I'm behind on technology. Like I told you guys, I use old computers and run Linux, so I'm behind on technology. I didn't realize you get a battery impact to take the wheels and tires off. Anytime I had to do this, I'd been dragging out my air compressor, and you know, getting all my tools out with the air compressor and doing all that way. And running that thing, chugging all night. Go, 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 go. It's louder than shit. And then I went over to my dad's house one day, and he's like, hey, check this out. I was like, what? What is this? He's like, oh, it's an Impact. I've never seen one of those before. Yeah, it's a battery. Well, that's pretty neat. And then a few days later, my neighbor came over, and he needed some help with his Subaru, so I said, yeah, bring it over here, let's start working on it. He starts jacking it up, and he pulls out a DeWalt one of those, takes the wheels and tires off. I was like, man, I have got to get me this stuff. I will check that out, Shu. I haven't switched any tabs. I've been looking at myself and talking too long. Just about finished a whole bottle of wine. I didn't realize I was on the internet for like over an hour. My wife's out of town. I can internet all night. And she took my son. So they're up there doing what they got to do. Oh, at this point, once I got the wheel and tire off and I started turning the rotor, you could feel it grabbing on there. And I didn't know why. The reason this brake job isn't posted is because I fucked it up. It wasn't what I thought it was. So I had a brake dragging really bad, and I thought it was the inside pad on this one, which was gone, and you can see the sparklies in there. And I put new pads on there. That rotor's kind of messed up, but that wasn't my braking issue. My braking issue was one of the rear brake pads was completely just destroyed. It was all the way down to metal, and I don't know if I ran with the e-brake on to wipe that out, but it was messing with my whole braking system. This van that I'm working on now is totaled, by the way. The government ran it into a pole, and I put a new door on it and fixed the upper control arm and drove it. When I got it from the state after they had totaled it, it had 137,000 miles on it, and now it has 201. It's basically brand new. See, I do cars and computers the same way. Like we were talking about using the 2008 MacBook, 2011, 2014 MacBook. I mean, you get me something pre-1995, we'll put 400,000 miles on it. This is a 2002, I think. I can try to get 400,000 out of this, but it might take me about $4,000 to get there. Or no, I could probably do it in about $2,000. So I would have a 400,000 mile vehicle in what, 24 plus 2,000, so about $3,500. I can get 400,000 miles out of this van. Nice. I had a Ford Explorer once. I got $400 in the front right pads. Were worn all the way through the backer plate and worn a hole in the brake piston itself. That's good. That's really using it until it's gone. Like, I usually go until the pad's gone and I hear metal and it's scraping. And once it starts making that, like, oh shit, that's metal sound, then I start replacing stuff. But to run it all the way down to the piston, that's pretty good. That's getting your mileage worth. These brake jobs are super easy. I can get these in 25 minutes. Most vehicles I can do in 25, 30 minutes, a front set of pads. Yeah, that's one of those things. I bought it in McMinnville, took it apart, and was like, well, there's your problem. So it's like, you buy this one, it's like, has a terrible wobble at 80 miles an hour. You're like, what the fuck? So you open it up, and you get in there, and you realize there's just, like, no brakes left. It's like, well, of course it's wobbling, because all this stuff is meant to be tight. I like coming across stuff that has, like, so one of the guys at work showed up the other day, and he's like, hey, I don't know what to do. One of my brake sensors came on. I'm like, all right, well, take it to a fucking guy and get new pads, I guess, if that's the issue. He's like, well, we already did that. We took it this morning, but after I left the mechanic, it got even worse. And so he's like parked there at work, like kind of freaking out. He's like, I really don't know what to do. It's kind of like making a clunking sound in the back. It's really making me nervous. None of the lights went off. It's like, well, you got one of the other drivers was talking to him. He's like, well, you got brand new brakes on it. Everything should be good. And so I'm down there looking at it. And because, you know, the first thing you do is assess the situation. He's got a rattle coming from the back. So I'm looking at his van. I'm looking at the passenger side. Looks good. Everything's fine. I keep saying, well, it's probably a sensor. The guy probably knocked off a sensor. Because the driver we're talking about, I know the way he spends money. And he goes to one of those mechanics that's the guy on Facebook or the guy on Craigslist. So I said, well, he probably just knocked a sensor loose and you're probably good. It's like, well, I don't know, man. It's making all sorts of noises and whatnot. And I get over to the driver's side. I'm looking at the driver's side wheel. And I'm looking down at it, just the tire and wheel straight across. And I can see one of the lug nuts is backed off a little bit. So I reach down and I feel that lug nut and it's loose. I reach up and feel the next lug nut, it's loose. I feel every lug nut, they're all finger loose except for one. I said, Larry, I think part of your problem is the fucking wheel's not on the van. So, needless to say, they ended up getting a free brake job out of that. And that guy's really sorry, really upset. And he's really upset because we probably could have sued the fuck out of him and made a whole bunch of money off of that guy and shut him down and shut his business down. But we got a free brake job. It's good enough. Shit happens. Nobody died. Who cares? However, the lights are still on. So I said, well, Larry, tonight when you get home after work today, like everything's fine. It doesn't rumble, doesn't do anything in the back. There's no clunk in anything anymore. Now that the bolts are tight, it's good to go. I said, Larry, if I was you, what I'd do is take it home tonight, jack it up, pull the wheels and tires off, and just tighten everything. Make sure all the sensors are where they should be. Bolt it all back together, and you're more than likely going to be fine. If the guy forgot to tighten the wheel, I can almost guarantee you he knocked the brake sensor off there. Mine doesn't have brake sensors, so I don't have to worry about that shit. Some of the delivery drivers use minivans, and those ones have all sorts of lights and everything to go off. That's the one thing I miss. I've had a lot of driving delivery jobs around Portland. Eventually got a 26-foot straight truck and drove that for a while too. It's honest work. It's nice. It's nice. I had a career before this where I was doing like work and I dressed nice and stuff, but I had to do something else, and now I spend about 5 hours a day driving around in the middle of nowhere. Alright, dude, post later on what you get for dinner so I can watch it. I should probably wrap this up anyway since you and I are the only ones here. You go live, I'll come watch you. That'll be more fun anyway, and I'll keep drinking. You guys all have a good night, and thanks for watching, and I'll figure out my audio issues. See you later, Shu, Griff, Wake, whoever else was around, anybody that said hi. It's good seeing you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow I'll post, hopefully, the video with audio of driving around up there in the woods. You guys are awesome. Have a good day. Good night, whatever the hell it is.